Okay, well, let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold.
Okay, well, let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold out. Sophie Cunningham just arrived in Indiana, and within minutes, she made sure everyone knew exactly what kind of player she is. This wasn't just another routine player introduction.
Hey guys, it's Sophie Cunningham here. I'm finally in Indiana and I am so excited to be here and meet all of you. See you guys at the game. Bye.
This was a statement. And what happened next? Well, let's just say someone over in Las Vegas might be side-eyeing her own merch sales right about now. Hey guys, it's Sophie Cunningham here. I'm finally in Indiana, and I am so excited to be here and meet all of you. See you guys at the game. Bye.
Again, I think that just the competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself, and so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself, but I'm excited to play in front of the fans. I think that she's drawn a lot of people, not only to Indiana, but to the women's game as a whole, and so just to be a part of something great, just really happy to be here.
When Sophie took the mic at her press conference, she wasted no time setting the tone. She made it crystal clear. She's bold, she's fiery, and she's got her teammates' backs no matter what. Fever fans have been craving that kind of energy, and Sophie walked in ready to deliver. No hesitation, no holding back.
Not long after I put it up, I was going through the comments and I noticed someone commented saying, I'm going to get one of those jerseys. Sophie Cunningham, yes, I'm getting that jersey. But the commenter said, I can't get a jersey. These jerseys are gone. These jerseys are about sold out. Can't get one. And I was thinking, wow.
Just pure, unapologetic confidence. Again, I think that just the competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stand up for my teammates, and I stand up for myself. And sometimes I think that's okay, to be feisty and to be yourself. But I'm excited to play in front of the fans. I think she's drawn a lot of people.
Just showed up in Indiana, just had her press conference, just got in the gym already. I know she got in the gym with Keith Porter, knocking down shots, working on stuff. The jersey that you just saw her highlighting, got my jersey, finally here. Good luck.
Not only to Indiana, but to the women's game as a whole. And just to be a part of something great. I'm really happy to be here. Then, right after those bold words, Sophie posed with her brand new Indiana Fever jersey, number 8 on full display. You could practically feel the excitement buzzing through the fan base.
So look, this morning, I said, let me go see for myself what's up with the sale of the jersey, just because I had seen that comment. So I came on over to the team store. You can get Pacers gear, Fever gear. So here is Sophie Cunningham's jersey. It's the front of the jersey.
The moment she posted that picture online, the comment section exploded. Fans were already begging to know where they could get their hands on her jersey. Not long after, I was scrolling through the comments and noticed someone saying, I'm going to get one of those jerseys. Sophie Cunningham, yes, I'm getting that. Jersey. But another commenter said, I can't get a jersey. These jerseys are gone. They're already sold out.
Over here, adult Indiana Fever number 8, Sophie Cunningham Rebel Swingman jersey in red by Nike, $130. Okay, so look at this. There's a size extra small available. Needless to say, that one ain't for me. So look at the rest of these. If you want a small, here's the size. Here it is right here. Sold out.
I thought, wow. And that's when the madness really started. Just hours after her press conference, social media blew up with fans all saying the same thing. Sophie Cunningham's jersey was nowhere to be found. Completely sold out. And keep in mind, she hadn't even stepped onto the court yet. She hadn't played a single minute, hadn't even completed her first full practice, and yet, her jersey vanished from the shelves faster than a Caitlin Clark Deep 3.
Okay, well, let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold out. The only thing that you can get is an extra small, and it still says low stock, one item left. One item.
She just arrived in Indiana, just had her press conference, just got in the gym, and already she's making an impact. She even got in the gym with Keith Porter, working on her shot. And then, just like that, the jersey she had just proudly shown off, gone. Oh, and get this. This all went down right after Sophie had finished her first workout session with Keith Porter.
Cunningham just showed up in Indy. Hasn't played a game yet. And that commenter wasn't lying. If you're extra small, I guess you can grab up that one left. That's wild. I guess the message has been sent. The organization is going to have to make sure they have plenty in.
She was still catching her breath when fans had already wiped out every last Cunningham jersey in stock. That's wild. Meanwhile, somewhere across the country, Aja Wilson had to be watching this unfold like, hold up, who just sold out their jerseys before even playing a game?
This, by the way, is driving Aja Wilson fans nuts. They're furious that this is happening on the same day. Why are they doing this? Oh my God, don't they realize the impact of Aja Wilson, blah, blah. What impact? Stop.
You know, she had to be scrolling through social media, seeing all the hype, and suddenly feeling a little uneasy. She's the reigning MVP, yet here's Sophie Cunningham walking into the Fever locker room and immediately becoming one of the top-selling jerseys? That's gotta sting a little. Look, I checked myself this morning. I wanted to see what was up with these jersey sales after seeing that comment.
Now, I gotta say this because I've said this before, and this is yet another example. Indiana Fever fans. I'm not talking about the people they've been made out to be by people out there, by media, by WNBA players and coaches. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real Indiana Fever fans. Don't just talk the talk. They walk the...
So, I went over to the team store. You can get Pacers gear, Fever gear. Here's Sophie Cunningham's jersey. Let's be real. Fever fans are loving Sophie because she brings that raw, unfiltered energy that Indiana thrives on. She didn't just say she's going to stand up for her teammates. She means it. And Fever Nation?
They buy merch, basketballs, Caitlin Clark basketball. They're begging to buy Caitlin Clark's Nike shoe when that shows up. They're buying jerseys.
They felt that passion instantly. They responded by making sure every last Cunningham jersey was gone. The Indiana Fever's merchandise team just got hit with a tidal wave they never saw coming.
You got sweatshirts, t-shirts, different things. They're buyers. I'm not saying that no other fans are buying stuff because obviously people are wearing stuff in stands, but it is Indiana Fever.
Fans rushed to the team store website in droves, and the result, absolute chaos. Sophie Cunningham's jersey sold out faster than almost any other WNBA player in history, all before she's even played a single minute for Indiana.
We all know Caitlin Clark turned the league down, right? Well, this source close to Aja Wilson is claiming they offered Aja Wilson more money than Caitlin Clark to play in this league.
Over here, adult Indiana Fever number 8, Sophie Cunningham, Rebel Swingman jersey in red. By Nike, $130. Okay, look at this.
Did you see how many people showed up to watch Caitlin Clark play golf? With actual attention economics at play, Caitlin's participation in any league has an existential bearing. Nobody outside of Aja herself cares about whether Aja shows up. That's crazy because literally nobody asked, and sources close to Aja Wilson decided to answer anyway.
Extra small, available. But everything else, sold out. Medium, gone. Large, gone. Extra large, forget about it. The only thing left is an extra small, and even that says low stock.
Down, right? Renee Montgomery of the Atlanta Dream. They not like us, Renee. Those who say it's not about Caitlyn, it's not, I'm not saying again that no other fans are buying stuff. That's obviously not true. But you cannot, just like you can't compare other players to Caitlyn Clark and the effect she has, you cannot compare other.
One item left. Think about that for a second. This isn't a longtime franchise player. This isn't a former MVP. This is a newly acquired role player, and yet her jersey demand skyrocketed like she's the face of the league.
Fandom, Indiana Fever fandom, who go out and put their money where their mouth is, not just hanging out trolling on social media. You're gonna have the troll, obviously, but fans are buying tickets, which is why things have to change when Indiana.
The Fever's merch team, completely blindsided. Right now, they're scrambling, behind the scenes, desperately trying to restock before the season even starts.
Indiana Fever fans. That to me is Exhibit A. Sophie Cunningham barely steps foot in the field house, y'all. Jersey, one left in extra small. Everything else sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Whether you skinny, whether you fat, sold out. Equal opportunity, sold out.
But just how bad is this sellout situation? Let's take a deeper dive into what's happening at the Indiana Fever's official store. Well, let me get a medium, sold out. Let me get a large, sold out. Let me get an extra large, sold out. 2XL, sold out. The only thing left? One extra small. And if you didn't move fast, you were out of luck. Cunningham just showed up in Indy, hasn't played a game yet, and that commenter wasn't lying.
I just want to point that out. As an Indiana Fever fan, I mean, there are people who are willing to pay all kinds of money to get tickets. There are people who are buying merch off, like flying off the shelves, basketball, all kinds of stuff. And they're begging to buy that shoe. That's why I said, Nike, I don't know what the deal is. I'm not into the contract or anything like that. They got something, whatever their agreement is, that's their agreement. I'm saying, though, when that shoe shows up, they better prepare and be ready.
If you're extra small, I guess you can. Grab the last one. That's insane. Meanwhile, just for fun, I checked out Aja Wilson's jerseys. And, well, let's just say there's plenty of inventory available. Large, medium, small, take your pick. No low stock warnings there. Just rows and rows of Aja jerseys waiting for someone.
She had the craziest momentum that we have ever seen with any athlete in the history of ever. And the fact that Nike did not capitalize on that, the fact that they are the biggest athletic sportswear brand in the world, and we didn't hear a peep out of them the entire season, it truly makes me wonder, like, if I were Caitlyn Clark's management, and again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I would be truly rethinking the deal that I signed up for.
Anyone to add them to their card. But Sophie's gone faster than pizza at a Super Bowl party. This is driving Aja Wilson fans crazy. They're furious that this is happening on the same day.
Remember, fans are for real. Indiana Fever fans, and they buy tickets. They sell out arenas, home and away. They buy merch.
Why are they doing this? Oh my God! Don't they realize the impact of Aja Wilson? What impact? Stop it. The Fever's merch team is in full-blown panic mode. They never expected this level of demand for Cunningham, and now they're scrambling to restock before the Fever's first game. Let's be real. This kind of sellout frenzy usually only happens for generational superstars or #1 draft picks, not players picked up in trades. But this situation proves something bigger. Fever fans aren't just jumping on the Caitlyn Clark bandwagon. Fever fans don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. For years, critics have said Indiana's fan base only cares about Caitlyn Clark.
Because Indiana Fever fans support, not just by running their mouth or running their fingers, they actually do something. And those who may not be able to afford it, they want to do something. And so this is just me saying, way to go, Fever fans. And we love, listen, remember how it was like nobody wants to go play in Indiana? Nobody wants to play with Caitlin Clark. Those fans. And we came to find out when free agency showed up, everybody wanted to go to Indiana and play for the Indiana Fever and play with Caitlin Clark. And when they got here, started praising the fans.
But they wouldn't support the rest of the roster. But this jersey sellout just shattered that narrative completely. They're putting their money where their mouths are. And the rest of the league? They're getting a first-hand lesson in what real fan loyalty looks like. Fever fans aren't just watching history, they're making it. They're proving that a WNBA team can be as marketable and profitable as any men's team if the right pieces are in place. This isn't just a fan base, it's a movement. And if other teams aren't taking notes, they're going to get left behind. Just like Aja Wilson. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.